What is going on, YouTube? The video today is going to be talking again about retro game collecting and addictions that come along with it. Now, a lot of you guys have been loving these videos because of how honest I am and how raw I am with the truth. And the video today is going to kind of be moving towards talking more about how to build a collection with addiction in mind, but also, not doing... We're going to talk more about progress and instead of perfection. So a lot of times when people start collecting video games, one of the first things they want to do is just buy. And there really is no goal in mind except for just amass as much as possible. And what's dangerous about this is how it can easily lead to the addiction and dopamine spikes of just buying games in bulk and just buying so much stuff. And just because it feels good, I'm not gonna lie. So like when I first started collecting, one of the big things that I was looking for was just random NES games. And I was just buying like crappy ones just because I wanted to build this, build a big shelf. I wanted to have all these NES games in the background on display for my YouTube channel because I figured, hey, if these guys love my backdrop, they were going to want to subscribe, they were going to want to stick around, they were going to want to love the channel. And so what became was, I was just wanting to amass a huge collection in a short amount of time for the YouTube channel. Now obviously I've talked about this in past videos, how this essentially almost ruined me financially and just in general, because one, I was just buying games I didn't even want to play. Picking up like NES X-Men Uncanny One, which is a horrible game, guys. If you ever played that, it's a horrible game. And a lot of other ones. But there was some fun kind of ones I found in there, like Bump and Jump and stuff like that I'd never heard of. And it was just kind of quick little fun games. But over the time, because I was focused so much on buying so much of the games, I ended up getting a retro Pi. And any game, any NES game that I ever want to play is on there, guys. And so, I invested in this huge collection in a short amount of time, and then lately I've been selling some of it off because of that. But the video today was, when you guys start collecting, you really need to focus on what you want to collect. And the best way to do this is to just pick one system and go from there. Now, just because you pick one system, it's not going to stop you from wanting to just buy a ton of games all at once. Like I said, I went through the struggles of first starting off just collecting NES games. But what became later on was I started picking up other consoles, the Super Nintendo, a Dreamcast, and stuff like that. So then I started my main reason for that was because I wanted to just pick those up, because if I ever found games out in the wild, I could buy them and play them and blah 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 blah. But what you want to do is first, just if you're going to start building a collection, which I almost don't even recommend nowadays because of the pricing, but if you're searching out in the wild and you want to do that, then I would first try and figure out what you want to collect for. And then you have to have a reasoning behind this, guys. And this is the main reason I talk about this. We've talked, with comments and stuff like that, with addiction and anything down the road. The most reliable way of doing this is you have to figure out exactly what you want, and there has to be reasoning behind it. If you just want an NES collection just because, and you have the fun money, do it. Go ahead. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just giving you advice down the road, because the pricing right now is not, it's high. As high as it ever has been, guys. Especially with WADA and all this other stuff, I feel like that's influencing the things. It's as high as it's ever going to be. So you need to figure out exactly what you want to collect for, and then you need to find some reasoning behind it. And that's what my biggest mistake for the longest time was. I had no reasoning behind a lot of my collection. It was just grabbing as many games as possible to, like I said, to make a cooler backdrop for videos and stuff. So what I ran into then was just spending too much money almost starting to bust out credit cards to buy games, guys. Stuff that I wasn't even going to play. So my tips for doing this is, like I said, you need to find a reasoning behind it. I would recommend picking one console, or picking, if it involves with your reasoning, like mine was, most of my video games I have now that I have my permanent collection over there, I have some kind of ties with, whether it be from my childhood, franchises that I love, and just stuff like games that I'm actually going to play is my biggest thing to do. And in general, I have a bunch of games off the side over here that I'm working on selling, and that was because my big thing was I had so much games that I'm not even going to play, and I wanted money. I wanted money back for them. And after watching a few videos talking about people, and then also doing a few videos on my own talking about the addiction of it, I realized that I was really just addicted to collecting video games and not really wanting to. So after I sold a bunch of those, I put money aside, and I've actually bought stuff, improvements for my house, and we've done stuff like that with the money. And it feels really good to finally get that off, because besides that, you're going to have to, when you start collecting and stuff like that, you're going to have to evaluate your storage, your and room just in general, because at first, it's like, okay, I had these games, there's really not that much, it's not taking up that much room. But once you start getting a decent collection going, you have to start buying more shelving. You have to have a corner dedicated to it. You have to have all this other stuff going on, and then you just kind of are just like, oh crap, before you know it, you ran into one of the issues that I had, and you just run out of room. So I'm lucky, unlike some people, and I got a huge game room down here that I have dedicated to this hobby. So like behind me, this is only one corner of my game room. So I mean, that's one thing, I have room for it, but I was even running out of room then. So you need to do that. You need to figure out exactly what you want to do. And then the other big thing is you need to set a budget. Whether it be how many games you can buy that month, or you have to set how much money you're going to spend on that month. I was going to do the budget thing for a while, but I still found myself buying games that I really didn't need to get because I wanted to meet my budget goals. So like right now, in this month I've been playing my backlog, and I was like, okay, well, I still got a little bit of my budget money left. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a game just because. But then I ran into that issue right there. It's like I didn't need a game. I don't need to buy a game. I have like 3 games that I'm in the middle of playing that I need to finish. A big one of those being Guardians of the Galaxy on PS5 right now. So instead of just wasting money on a game that's just gonna get added onto my backlog, I didn't buy it. You know what I did? I took my son out. We went out and through an axe throwing restaurant that had buckets of spaghetti, and that's what we did. So that money I would have wasted on a game that I wasn't going to make any memories with, I made a memory with one of my oldest sons, and I would much rather do that now than waste it on a game. So, but you do need to set a budget, because you will find as soon as you start collecting, whether it be through Mercari, eBay, local hunting and stuff like that, you're going to run into the issues of seeing a bunch of good deals and just buying. And you might not see a bunch of good deals, but there will be some months, I'm guarantee you, even if you have a couple months of dry spells, sooner or later you're going to get flooded with all these great deals, and you're going to be tempted to buy because you're going to have that, as some of the commenters put it, that FOMO or whatever, that fear of missing out. You're going to be afraid that the deals are never going to come again, so you need to buy them while they're there. And then you're just going to run into spending too much money, guys. And so if that's all I can say to you guys about that with this quick video, is you need to figure out what you're going to collect, what you're going to play, and I would set a budget and have a reasoning behind what you're buying. Now, if you're just going to buy a game, play it, and then resell it, then do whatever you need to do, because that's what I love about it, and that's what I love about physical video games. Is I recently did that. I seen that Walmart had Hogwarts Legacy on their website down to $35, I think, for PS5. So I bought it for that, and then I played through it, and then I resold it. And since I got originally got such a great deal on it, I made my money back. So I've essentially rented the game for a couple weeks. And yeah, so I mean, it's not taking up space. I got to play the game. I got to enjoy it. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. But I mean, that is something but I wasn't buying the game for my collection. I was buying it just to play. So there's a difference between buying it just to play and buying it for the collection too, that you got to kind of weigh your options on. So sorry guys, I just wanted to do that quick video today. Like I said, this is just some quick tips on helping you with collecting in 2023. Like I said, the pricing right now is pretty insane. So follow those tips. Have good reasoning behind your collection. If you're just collecting, make sure that you're setting a budget and make sure that you are more than likely just picking one system to collect for. Or like I said, like the one, you need to have a reasoning behind grabbing these games. And 3, make sure that, yeah, you're just doing it for the right reasons. I don't even know. I think I just did the same tips over and over again, but we want to stop. We don't want to run into a hole. We don't want to run into the horror parts of the addiction of buying games, because if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you're going to end up having so much crap. Yeah, you're not going to know what to do with it. So take it from me. It's not the best way to do it sometimes. But remember just to play games for fun. That's all that matters, guys. So, as always, stay retro, my friends. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.